In this review we go to Denmark for a limited edition model from WSI. We have a Scania R6 topline 6x2 and it's coupled up with a 4-axle Broshuis semi-low loader. The truck is in the colour scheme of Karsten V. Olesen. There are no surprises in the packaging, it's the standard WSI box style for truck models. And out of the box there's a tractor, trailer, bag of parts, and also this model's had a rough journey because there were a couple of loose parts. We'll start by fixing back the loose parts, and the first is a screw that fits on the underneath of the chassis. And it's a bit difficult to locate the screw in its final position, so we're just attaching it with plastic putty to the end of a screwdriver. And after some jiggery pokery, we can tighten the screw up. The other loose part was a beacon light off of the cab roof. So that gives us the chance to say hello to our old friend Superglue, and a tiny touch of glue is all that's needed to fix the light back on. For the assembly we will just do the minimum, so that's connect up the tractor and the trailer. And we just do that in a normal way and clunk click does the trick. The other thing we will install at this stage is the sideboards on the top of the gooseneck. And they clip in place, although it's a bit difficult to get them to clip in properly. Starting underneath the Scania, and the detailing is really good as you would expect. All the chassis components are there and there are different tyres on the driven axle. Various tanks and parts of the exhaust system are also modelled. On the roof of the cab there's some nice fine detailing, and this cab has got a nice pair of Michelin men at the top. The decoration of this particular cab looks really great, particularly with that gold text on a burgundy background. The lights are detailed really well and there's a realistic number plate, and we see Scania written on the front of the mud flaps. There are even graphics on the door mirrors, and in fact looking at all of the artwork it's certainly a stunning looking truck. There are plenty of small details such as textured steps, and there are tiny lights on stalks. The decoration of the wheels also makes the truck stand out, and there's more high quality graphics on the plastic cabinets behind the cab. There are coiled lines and nice metal grab rails. The finish at the back is excellent with the highlighted diamond plating and the painted wheel arches. The excellent detailing continues with nice lights and more graphics on the big rear mud flap. The Broshuis trailer has been reviewed a number of times in the past, and it is one of the more detailed trailer models. There are lots of tanks, hoses and cables, and the axle arrangements are very detailed too. There are some very nice tiny graphics on the gooseneck, and there's a stripe down the deck edge. The decoration of the trailer wheels is also very smart. The metal deck surface has some walkway texture, and there are more very nice lights and tiny graphics on the back of the trailer. The Michelin Man is one of the world's oldest trademarks, and it was introduced in 1894. The character has a name, which is Bibendum. As usual, we'll start by checking the Scania, and the rear wheels spin easily and there's a reasonable amount of steering movement. Out on the Cranes etc. superhighway, the Scania rolls nicely, and you can get a bit of steering action. And look at how expertly the Scania is being driven, just by one hand. Okay, so you want to see the engine? Well, you can see the engine. The cab tilts forward and it holds that pose, and you can keep looking at the detailed engine until somebody untilts the cab. The functionality of the trailer is very good with the rear two axles having linked steering, and there is nice sprung suspension on each axle. The trailer can stand on its own 2 feet if you lower the landing legs, and when you do that you see nice smooth pistons. So let's just check out the main functionality and you can see how well the suspension works. And if we set the rear 2 axles to steer, then the trailer will move through a very gentle curve. The trailer has more display options including deck posts and an intermediate support, and you can have a wider deck by placing the replica timbers on the pull-out beams. One of the important bits of functionality of a trailer like this is that it is extendable and it opens up smoothly. And if we fit container locks, we can then use the giant hand crane to place on board a very large container. And the scaling is all perfect with the container locks lining up exactly with the points on the container. Another set of display options is provided by using the loading ramps which just get placed on at the rear. And if we add on 2 more loading plates, we can make a route up onto the gooseneck. And we'll take out the end board to make a route in. Now with the trailer all ready, we can drive on some construction plant. And for this we'll use 2 other WSI models. One is a Harm roller and the other is a Vergler paver. These just fit nicely on the unextended deck. And a nice touch is that we can tuck the loading ramps in underneath at the back of the trailer. Of course, if you are a bit of a wide load, you'd better have some markers. So we can pull out some marker boards at the front and add in some marker boards at the back. This is another very high quality truck model from WSI. It has the usual high standard of detailing and functionality that we've come to expect. And this particular example really excels because of the high quality artwork. So on display this is a great looking truck and overall it is excellent.